We start off with the three men in the World Championship match. Gunther says, lately I haven't been able to sleep thinking about WrestleMania. I just keep myself awake wondering how I'm going to feel when I pin one of you, when I retire you. I'll admit, I don't want to play favorites, but Cena, I think about pinning you the most. Imagine what that would do to my legacy. Well, keep daydreaming, Gunther, because it's not going to happen. I'm walking out of WrestleMania, the first ever 17-time world champion, and there's nothing either of you can do to change that. Oh, please. We all know how this is going to end, with me punting your head across the arena and Rick holding my hand high as he congratulates me on becoming the first ever 17-time world champion. There you guys go again with your egos. You two are nowhere near my level. You know, I've been thinking about my ideal scenario, and truthfully, I want to teach Randy a lesson. I'm going to teach you what happens when you get involved in my business. But given that I can't get you one on one at Mania tonight, I want you one on one in the ring. Randy laughs and says, "You're an idiot. By the time I'm done with you tonight, you're not going to make it to Mania." Randy and Rick walk off. Gunther looks at Cena and tells him, "Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I want you ringside." I realize that there's another way this match ends at WrestleMania, and I want you to see it firsthand. Alright, this is basically a Bloodline Rules match in the end. But before we get there, we see a straight up Mox match, plenty of blood, extreme spots, thumbtacks, ladders, chairs, barbed wire, everything that Mox is known for. Uh, Something that Solo was just not ready for at all. In the end, Mox is basically fighting off the entire bloodline alone. He gets a barbed wire bat and hits Rock, Jimmy, and Solo in the back with him, and he's able to pick up the victory. John Moxley is back. Okay. Backstage, we see the Undisputed Era moping around when Finn says to JD, "This is good, right? At Mania, you're gonna help me retain, right?" "Yeah, man, of course. That's what friends are for. Listen, I got a plan for tonight's match. What if we just take Dom out as fast as we can, then we put all our focus on Priest?" "Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, Adam, look, I know you said this was my fault and you wouldn't help us, but come on, you gotta help us out here." "I don't have to do anything. You two got us into this mess. You two get us out." With that being said, he turns to the rest of the Undisputed Era and says, "If anyone here goes to help these two, there will be massive consequences. Oh, and Finn, that title better stay with us at Mania. I don't care if it's you or JD or else. Remember, we're only as strong as our weakest link." All right. Tiffany and Bliss are ringside for this match. Naomi Naomi pins Tamina. Naomi and Mercedes win. Um, After the match, Naomi starts beating down Nia. Mercedes goes to instigate with Tiffany and Bliss. They get mad. They all start brawling. Giant brawl. Okay. Next up, Chelsea comes into my office saying that this thing between her and Raquel has to end. So next week she wants Raquel in one last match. I say yes. As soon as she walks out, the Bloodline walk in with The Rock saying, "Did you see that shit? I want that man off of Raw. He's insane. There's no place for that type of behavior on Raw." Listen, You're the ones who provoked him into becoming that guy again. He's here to stay. You better rest up. That title match is only 2 weeks away. Rock angrily leaves the room. Backstage again. Cena walks up to Flair. What the hell did I tell you about walking up on me again? Listen, Flair. I told you. I told you last week he would blame you and you didn't listen. Fine. You were right about one thing. Are you happy? Flair, it's not too late. Come on. We can fix this. Tonight in the main event, I'll be ringside. You can make it all right. Whatever. I'll see you later, John. Okay. Maria comes out and calls out Roxanne Perez right away. That bullshit you put. Oh. That bullshit you pulled last week just proves to me that you're scared. Sneak attacking me with a chair to my back? Seriously? Who the hell do you think you are, Seth Rollins? You don't deserve a title shot this time. Oh, you don't deserve a shot at this title. Rhea, you can tell yourself that all you want. You know I earned this title shot. And I figured out why you keep saying I'm scared. You're projecting. You're the one who's scared. You're scared at WrestleMania. I'm gonna dethrone the most dominant women's champion we've ever had. I know you feel that pressure building on you. Ha! Earned. That's funny. You earned this title shot? You didn't earn anything. You cheated your way to this title shot, just like you cheated against Charlotte Flair and how you cheated against Mercedes. You became everything you hated, and for what? That hasn't brought you anything. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not fighting the Prodigy. I'm fighting the Temu version of Charlotte Flair. The crowd gasps at that line. Rox doesn't know what to say. She just stands silent for a while until she finally replies with, "At WrestleMania, I'm taking it all. And when I pin you in the middle of this ring, you'll know you'll know that you'll know that you have to respect me. I'll see you at WrestleMania." Roxanne starts to walk away, but quickly does a 180 to try to sneak attack Rhea. Rhea is ready for it. She quickly puts Rox in a riptide and hits it on her. Okay, we finally get this match. Uh, Tornado tag match. This is pure chaos for a majority of it. The plan that JD came up with didn't really work well, as Priest is still in it in the end. All right, Dom is in the ring. He gets hit with Finn's drop kick into the corner. Finn hits a coup de grace. JD hits his finisher on Dom and goes for the pin. 1, 2. He gets pulled off by Finn. We hear Finn say, "I have to pin him." JD just slowly backs away uh, from Dom, just raising his hands in the air. Finn goes for the cover. Priest gets back into the ring, hits a South of Heaven on JD, on top of Finn, breaking the pin, and he pins JD. Priest and Dom win. We get a backstage promo saying, "Oh shit, nope, I skipped." Roxanne cuts a quick promo saying, "Rhea thinks I'm scared of her. I'm not scared anymore. I'll prove it. Next week, I'm challenging one of the strongest women on the roster, Jade Cargill. I'm going to take you down." All right. Then Kevin Owens backstage promo. Stone Cold says that I need him to win. Oh, please. I don't need him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to prove it next week. Whoever is dumb enough to come in and face me, do it. Give your best shot, because I have something to prove. Because I have something to prove next week, and you don't want to see what I'm capable of when I have my back against the wall. Jade Cargill's sit-down interview with Kathy Kelly. Kathy asks, "You were gone for a long time after Bianca attacked you. You had a shot to avenge yourself at Elimination Chamber, but that didn't go your way. So now we're here at WrestleMania with Bianca's streak on the line. Are you feeling any extra pressure? Well, Kathy, I think anyone would feel pressure under these circumstances, but I'm ready. You see, I've already taken her on, and like you said, it didn't go well for me. And if this is, and if this were a movie, it would guarantee that I win. It would guarantee that I win at Mania, right? You know, the good guy beats the bad guy in the end, almost every single time. But this isn't a movie. This is real life. There's no guarantee that I win at Mania. So I gotta take it one moment at a time. But you can bet that I'm going to do everything in my power to beat her. And I'm gonna give Bianca hell. That's fantastic, Jade. And while we're here, we did see Roxanne call you out for a match next week. Can we get an answer on that? Sure, I'll do it. I need to practice before Mania anyways. Alright. Backstage, we see the Shield celebrating, Roman yelling, that's right, that's what I'm talking about. We got these titles in the bag at Mania. Jay tells Mox, you are insane. I haven't seen that much blood in a WWE ring in like 2 decades. It's good to have you back, man. It's good to be back. With you guys after those tag titles, I guess I'm gonna have to go for gold at some point too, right? That IC championship looks pretty nice. We'll back you when you decide to go for those two. Alright, bring it in. They do the classic Shield fist bump thing as the segment ends. Alright. Main event time. As Randy and Rick are walking backstage, we see Randy tell him, you better not mess up tonight. Rick says he won't. Alright. With Cena with Cena ringside, both Gunther and Randy keep looking at him and antagonizing him. Rick is, of course, trying to distract Gunther wherever he can. At one point, Cena gets sick of it. He leaves the commentary table to go up to Rick and confront him. Randy sees this and goes to step in. Randy is barely about to get there when Gunther hits him with a massive drop kick into the steel steps. Gunther smiles at John. He then lands a massive chop on him. Cena is stunned. Gunther picks up Randy and hits a power bomb onto the steel steps. He throws him back in the ring and hits another power bomb. Gunther picks up the victory. As soon as he does, Cena rushes in the ring and starts attacking him. They brawl for a bit until Gunther finally hits another massive chop on him. He picks him up and hits him with a power bomb, and then another one, and then another one. Randy finally gets back up, and Gunther hits him with a power bomb. He places Randy over Cena. He gets on top of them for the cover. Gunther shows the way he wants this match to end at Mania, with him stacking Randy and Cena and retiring them both.
Yeah, to stack them.
Stack 'em, stack 'em.
Paul Heyman opens the show with Brock Lesnar. Brock has a black eye and some cuts on his face from his brawl with Drew McIntyre last week. Heyman says, last week we saw something we have never seen before. We saw a man either courageously or stupidly attack Brock Lesnar. See, no man has ever dared to do something that stupid because anyone with a single brain cell could understand that when Brock gets his payback, it's not going to be pretty. So Drew, if you wouldn't mind, please come out here. Drew McIntyre then appears on the Titantron and says, Paul, you can't possibly take me for someone that stupid, can you? I know if I head down there, someone is going to cheap shot me from behind, then Brock is going to attempt to kick my ass. No. Tonight, I chose to stay home. I can understand why I'm not wanted, so I chose to spare you the headache. So if you don't, so if you don't mind, I would appreciate a thank you. Heyman laughs and says, "You expect me to say thank you? Well, Mr. McIntyre, I wanted you out here to let you know that I've taken some time to think about what's been happening these past few weeks. All of you think I only give Brock and Punk the opportunity, so here's what I have done for you. I understand that my client has cost you your previous world title matches, so I'm giving you the chance to get your title shot at WrestleMania against Sami Zayn." Drew says, "Let me guess, you have a 30-man gauntlet I have to get through next week, or maybe it's a 30v1 handicap match where Brock is the referee, or better yet, it's a 1v1 against you, but if I hit you, I lose. How are you screwing me over, Paul?" Heyman says, "Well, if you would let me finish, you would understand that the opportunity I had in mind happens at WrestleMania. Um, you and Brock Lesnar will go one-on-one, and whoever wins that match will get the title shot against Sami Zayn." Brock Lesnar seems visibly upset about this and starts questioning Paul. Heyman tells Brock that think of this as your chance to get your payback on Drew for attacking you. We both know who's winning that match. I'm just doing it to appease Drew. Drew then chuckles to himself and says, "Paul, when I beat your beast at WrestleMania, I want you to consider leaving SmackDown. Because when I'm through with him, I'm coming after you." And the video cuts off. We go to commercial. We come back for the opening match of the evening, Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and Paige. Towards the end of the match, we see Charlotte in the ring about to lock in the figure eight when Becky comes down to the ring and distracts her. Paige gets off the apron and gets in Becky's face and they argue. In the meantime, Charlotte, distracted by this, allows Asuka to recover and lock in the Asuka lock. Charlotte tries to get out, but with her being in the middle of the ring, she is unable to get to the ropes and passes out. The Kabuki Warriors retain their title shot for now. They just have to get through one more week. The Kabuki Warriors head backstage and celebrate their win with Damage Control. And they say they just have one more week and they'll be challenging for the tag titles at WrestleMania. The Kabuki Warriors say they have beaten basically everyone on the roster, so who is left for them to face? Dakota says, "Well, Paul Heyman confronted us during your guys' match and let us know that next week me and Io will be challenging you." The Kabuki Warriors are confused and ask how they could let Heyman do this to them. Dakota says, "It's nothing personal. There's just no one left on the roster for you guys to face. I don't think he was planning on you guys running through everybody. Listen, no matter the outcome next week, we are still a group. We have one another's back. Let's just go out and celebrate you guys winning this week and not think too much about having to face one another next week." Um, then we see Becky is walking around backstage when a very upset Paige and Charlotte confront her. Charlotte says, "So this is what you're resulting to try to get into my match at WrestleMania. Fine, you have officially gotten under my skin, but I'm not just going to let you into the match that easily. So next week you're going to have a one-on-one against Paige. If you're able to defeat her, then I'll let you into the title match at WrestleMania." Bailey then confronts and says, "Listen, Becky, I know me and you are friends, but are you really going to screw me over like this?" Charlotte then says, "I'll let you two handle this, but Becky, you know what you need to do if you want to make it to WrestleMania." Charlotte then walks away. Becky says, "Hey, it's not like I'm taking the title shot away from you. I just want to have a shot at reclaiming my title before I lose the rematch opportunity." Bailey says, "Well, then you should have handled that instead of dealing with Cora." Becky says Cora needed to be taught a lesson, so this is as soon as she could handle this situation. Bailey says, "Fine. Just don't expect me to go easy on you at WrestleMania. I want to be women's champion just as badly as you." Becky says she wouldn't expect it any other way. Um, Bailey walks off, and then Paige runs back in and attacks Becky. Paige then stands over her and tells her that there's no way she's letting her get into that WrestleMania match. Um, Bailey then runs back into frame and chases off Paige. Bailey then tends to Becky before Cora comes into frame with CM Punk and laughs at Becky being taken out. Bailey then gets into Cora's face and says, "If you got something to say, how about we head down to that ring so I can shut your mouth?" Cora laughs and says, "If you want to lose that badly ahead of WrestleMania, then I'll gladly be the one to do it." So we head down to the ring for Bailey versus Cora. Towards the end of this match, we see Bayley about to hit Cora with a rose plant before Charlotte and Paige make their way down the ramp. Bayley drops Cora and heads outside to argue with them. They argue for a bit before Bayley heads back into the ring. Once she re-enters the ring, Cora quickly heads over and nails her with Jaded. Cora then covers Bayley. 1, 2, 3. Then we go backstage. Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed enter Paul Heyman's office and Sami says, "So you're just going to reward Drew for attacking me last week? I don't get it, Paul. What do you have against me? Sure, I don't look like your boy Brock Lesnar over there, but I'm a workhorse champion, more title defenses than anyone else on this brand. I've put my body through everything and anything you have thrown at me. Yet time and time and time and time and time again, you screw me over. So once again, I ask you, Paul, what do you have against me?" Paul says, "Sammy, I have nothing against you. You're one hell of a world champion, but I'm building a show here, not a single person. So you on top showing the world that SmackDown is a workhorse brand is what's best for business." Sammy chuckles and says, "Paul, we both know that's BS. You put me in all these matches because you're wanting me worn out for when me and Brock finally go one-on-one." Paul goes to speak, but Sammy just shoves all the stuff off of Heyman's desk. As Sammy stares intensely at Heyman, Brock steps in between them. Sammy then tells Brock that he hopes he wins against Drew McIntyre so that when they go one-on-one for his title, he can shove Paul's plan back in his face. Sammy then leaves with Bronson. As Sammy leaves Paul Heyman's office, Seth Rollins confronts him. Seth says, "Sammy, I know you're not happy right now, but I think me and you are kind of in the same boat. Me and you are both pissed at Heyman prioritizing his boys over us. I know me and you don't necessarily like Paul, so how about we make a plan?" Seth, Sammy, and Bronson then walk off. Um, and then we cut over to Cody Rhodes and Ricochet backstage, and they're speaking about what happened last week. Cody takes the blame and says he wanted Ricochet to shine last week, but understands not being out there with the final testament looming was a mistake. Ricochet says it's fine. They need to focus on getting those tag titles back in a couple of weeks at WrestleMania. The final testament steps into frame, and Cross says, "Cody, Cody, Cody. You're a walking mistake. Ricochet over here may tell you what happened last week is fine, but we know deep down cracks are starting to form. Do you think Ricochet actually trusts you anymore?" Ricochet then tries to step to Cross, but Cody puts an arm out and holds Ricochet back. Cody then says to Cross, "I am tired of you trying to take us down. We both know it has been a long time coming, but I am tired of you. So here's what I propose. Next week we give the crowd what they've been waiting for. Karrion Kross versus Cody Rhodes." Cross laughs and says, "I was waiting for you to finally grow a pair and challenge me to go one-on-one. I just hope you know what you're setting yourself up for. Those who step to me don't walk out the same." And Final Testament walk off. We then go to the ring for the main event tonight, Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. Towards the end of this match, we see Braun setting up the spear. Right before he charges in, Andrade appears from under the ring and grabs onto his foot. Braun breaks free and heads outside and begins to chase Andrade. As he gives chase, Bobby Lashley appears out of nowhere and spears Braun. Ilya then gets up and heads outside to get in the face of Lashley and Andrade. All three men begin to brawl. Braun gets back into the fold and throws Andrade off to the side. Um, Lashley, Ilya, and Braun all brawl as Andrade heads up top and nails all three with the moonsault to the outside. Andrade stands on top of the ramp as the show closes. So Ilya retains via DQ.